All right, everybody, welcome back to an exciting episode of Teacher Kenneth Teaches You English. I'm your host, Teacher Kenneth. So today we're going to talk about a fun topic. It's a bit confusing for a lot of people, and for good reason. We're going to talk about the active voice and the passive voice. Okay, so very quickly, let's jump into this. We're going to start with a very simple sentence. Terry kicked him. Okay? Terry kicked him. Very straightforward, very simple. Who did it? What did he do? Okay? So, passive voice, if we make this passive, right? We're going to say he was kicked. Okay. That's it. No, that's not it. But this is one of the simplest forms. And yes, sorry, you would put a full stop, right? Let's put a period or full stop there. I'm not going to put one here because I'm going to show you something. Okay, so what do we have? This is past simple. So how do we know that? Well, past simple is very simple. Past simple. We use the structure subject. Oh, that's fine. Plus verb 2. Not verb Z. Verb 2. Okay? Here we have our subject. Terry. What did Terry do? Terry kicked. Right? This is our verb 2. Terry kicked him. Okay? So we care about who did it. We care about who did it. Terry did it. Terry kicked him. Okay? Passive voice. So this over here, we say who. Who did it? All right? Passive voice, we don't really care about who did it. We care about what happened, right? So here we say he was kicked. What happened to him? He was kicked. Somebody was being mean to him, right? But we don't have to say who. We don't have to say who. If you see a sentence with the word by, like this, before the new object, you can assume that it's probably passive voice. Why do we use passive voice? Because we want to know what. Let me write in blue. We want to know what happened. What happened? He was kicked. He was kicked. Let's underline that. He was kicked, right? He was hit, something like that. Okay, so here I'll give you one more example, because you don't have to just use people, right? You can use things. A car, let's make that nicer. A car hit Sam. Okay. Now, what would I say over here for passive? This would be Sam, or he was hit. And then you could say by a car. By a car. Okay? He was hit by a car. So one way to think about this, why you'd use active voice versus passive voice, you would say, like, a police officer would want to know, who did it or what did it, right? A car hit Sam. But a doctor A doctor doesn't really care. Not that they don't care, but their first question is, hey, what happened to this person? Oh, he was hit by a car. Doctor says, oh, okay, well, let's get him in, right? What happened to him? Oh, he drank some. Wow, that's not a good example. Sam was shot. Sam was hit. Sam was attacked, right? The doctor wants to know what happened. Sam was stabbed, like with a knife. Ow, right? So the doctor says, oh, okay, let me see. Let's see what it looks like. And then the doctor can try to help, okay? So let's talk about this here. We use active voice when we want to know who did it. Who did it? And we use passive voice when we want to know what happened. What happened? This is maybe more important, right? We also use active voice. It's normal. This is more common, right? This is more common. And it's strong or stronger. Okay? And for the passive voice, it's weaker. It's a bit weaker. And we also use it when we don't know. We don't know or don't care who did something, right? We just want to know what happened, not who did it, but what did it, or what happened. Okay, so let's hide this one. So I want to talk about 4 forms. We're going to talk about how to make 4 tenses, 3 more. We just talked about past simple. Let's talk about past continuous. Past continuous. And we'll call this past con or the past progressive. Right? To make this one, what is the structure? Right? You do subject plus verb to be. We'll say, since we're talking about past, we'll say was or were, plus verb 1 ing. Okay, so here's my example. Let's say Terry was bullying him. Okay, so why would you say this? Think about that for a second. And then I'm going to ask you a question about this one. He was being bullied. By Terry. Okay, so think about this for a second. Why would you use one, and why would you use active, and why would you use the passive voice? Have you figured it out? Okay, so again, we're focusing on, for active voice, we want to know who did it, because Terry is in trouble. So my question might be like, why is Terry in trouble? Why is Terry in trouble? Oh, Terry's in trouble because he was bullying him. So that's why he's here, right? But my question over here was, he was being bullied by Terry. My question for here might be, why or what happened to him? Oops. What happened to him? All right, so I see this kid, he's crying, and I might say, hey, what happened to him? Is he okay? I need to know, because I'm a teacher and I see a student crying, so I need to try to help. And somebody says, oh, he was being bullied. By who? I'll tell you later, right? Because maybe some other students are hearing and you don't want to say any names because it's not polite, or they'll pass rumors around, right? Okay, so for this one, what did we do here? How did we make active voice into passive voice for past continuous? So all we did, we took the object, which was him. This is the object. And the object now becomes the subject. Okay? So we then keep the word was, but we add being, right? And then this, we just take the verb form of bully, right? Verb form, doesn't matter what it is, verb 1, verb 2, whatever it is. This now becomes verb 3. Okay? Does that make sense? Like I said, this topic can be very confusing if you don't understand tense, if you don't understand verb forms, if you don't understand subject and object. It's a confusing topic. And it's confusing also because there's so many forms that you can change into passive voice. But the nice thing is, here are some cool tips for passive voice. The nice thing is tips. Let's say tips. The nice thing is passive voice should always have the form to be, should have the form a verb, the verb 3 form of the verb, right? And then what was the last one? Well, not the last one, but we have the word by, right? We have the word by. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more. As I said, this is a very difficult topic because there's so much to talk about. Let's talk about present simple. And I'm almost out of time. So if we write this present simple, Americans, let's make that a bit nicer. Americans speak English. Whoops. Americans speak English, and change this to passive. What do you think that looks like? English is spoken. English is spoken. Cool, right? So again, we have verb 3 and the verb to be. The verb to be. Okay? And then here, if you wanted, you could add by Americans. My writing is going off the screen, but I think you get that. All right, so yeah, and again, this is present simple. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is a very complex and complicated topic, so take it easy, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.